Right. Let us begin, everyone. Welcome once again to today's webinar of our project Solarity Academy. It's a series of webinars which happen through the whole year. And today we shall be focusing on the portfolio of Solarity panels. It will be co-hosted by me and my colleague, Christina. Christina is our very experienced product manager, and she's responsible for the whole portfolio of Solarity panels. So welcome, Christina.
Okay, hello everybody, good afternoon.
Let's proceed. Today's agenda is quite simple. I think there's lots of new people who don't know us yet joining us today. So I will, on my side, as I'm responsible for some countries in Europe, I will introduce you to Solarity. Then I would hand over the mic to Christina, who will take us through a quick walk through the modules outlook of Solarity for this year. Of course, Christina has lots of experience in the field of manufacturers, distributors, so she will explain some insight which she has from the current global market and European market. And in the end, we'll have a Q&A session, questions and answers, which I think might come helpful and handy for you guys. Just one thing from my side, please use the Q&A option in the window in front of you, not the chat, but the Q&A. Thank you for that. So a quick introduction about, give me 10 minutes to introduce our company. So Solarity, we're actually on the market like approximately 12 years now. And interesting thing about us, we started out as a engineering company, as an EPC. Yeah, so I find this as quite an advantage because we can provide, some of our colleagues who were there in the beginning help us out and provide us quite some insight and help us to have more understanding for you guys, for the EPC companies. Quite soon after we founded the business, we shifted to international distribution, and the growth was expanding very fast. So today we are one of the biggest distributors in the Central Eastern Europe region, also North Africa, Middle East, and also newly Latin America. Some stats for us. Yes, it's true. 50 active markets, over 1 gigawatt delivered. I do believe by the end of this year, we will have 150, maybe 180 colleagues in the team. So we constantly look to expand our teams and strengthen our services for our customers, meaning customers, engineering companies, not investors, but engineering companies. At the moment, the headquarters in Prague, and we have various offices and warehouses throughout the region. Yeah. So why Solarity? Yeah, good question. Why Solarity? There's a whole bunch of distributors in Europe. I would say our team is built on a very special group of people who have interesting experience, and we do really enjoy supporting our customers. And this goes throughout all the divisions of Solarity. We try to put ourselves in our customers' shoes. Even so, now in the supply chain crisis, as you guys are very aware of, it's crucial for us to really take care of our customers properly, because we're not perfect. No distributor is perfect, but we're constantly improving, hence the growth of our teams. And in short, the main goal is you guys to have more time to spend with your investor. Yeah, if I put it in short, when you have one or multiple projects, you can give us the task of securing goods for multiple projects. Of course, for some goods you have to wait, so that's clear. But that being said, you know your goods are on the way, and that can be secured in various manners. We have the online B2B portal, or we have the option of ordering goods through for ad hoc reasons for your special projects. Yeah. So that being said, you as an engineering company will have more time for the real important thing, which is your investor. So how did we become a value-added distributor? 6 main pillars of the business. I already mentioned the technical know-how. We started out as a EPC ourselves back in the days, and we do help our EPC partners today with the initial design of the PV, some suggestions, how to solve very complicated projects, complicated rooftop, commercial rooftop, residential rooftop. We have trainings also. That's quite important on a constant basis, webinars on site. We have various events throughout the year, which are quite interesting because it's like various people meet, manufacturers come to Prague. So that will be part of newsletters. Financing, this is like for cash flow, difficult cash flow projects where you need some help. We can provide you financing as factoring services. I'm sure some of you know, I've heard about factoring, credit limit, and other stuff. Logistics, that's clear. We can ship to anywhere in the EMEA region, providing various services or logistics services while we're at it. Local support. In each country, we try to have a local team. We have a Hungarian team, Polish team, Bulgarian team, Romanian, and so forth. African, I mean like Tunisia, Morocco, and others. And from my side, because we are really looking for long-term cooperation, we don't want to just sell to anyone. One time we would like to support our partners in the long run. That's why we have a so-called partner program. You can find more of that on our website. And this is the map I spoke about a while ago. You can take a look. Headquarters in Prague, and interesting growing business in Ukraine, actually. Kiev also have an office, Poland, Jordan office, Dubai office, Morocco, Tunisia, and now then we also have an office in Bogota and Panama. So these are our active markets, so to speak. So if you expand your business out of your country, we can provide some insight for you in that. We do it often. I know lots of people talk about best quality, but in our understanding, what we do is we don't just buy and sell. We have manufacturing partners who are in our portfolio really long time, long years, and we're very careful about who we have in our portfolio from manufacturers. Yeah, you can see it's very important for us to provide you quality, so easy to sell, easy to install, and obviously for your investor, he needs something which will work in the long run. Meaning support. If something happens after 5-10 years, you know who to call. Just a brief overview. Our main partners. Today we have a solar panel module update. So we have Canadian, Longi, JSolar, Phono, and Jinko. These are the 5 main brands from the panel side. Moving on, we also have a SolarEdge, Israel, Solax, China, Phono, Austria, Daya and Huawei also from China, as you as you know very well, and Staubuli connectors, Tigo optimizers, cabling from Germany, KBE 4 and 6 millimeter, and finally construction mounting systems, KT Germany and Aero Compact Austria. So I do think it's quite a stable portfolio. We don't have hundreds of brands, we just have a small group of tested manufacturers, so we're very happy with that. So are our customers. And how we support you, I would say two fields, residential and project. Yeah. So if we sum it up, we can say from 0 to 5 megawatts approximately. Of course, we also do larger projects, yes, 6, 8, 10 megawatts, 15 megawatts. It's no problem to offer that. It's obviously an ad hoc project. But the residential offers and the project offers both can be covered from the mentioned business channels, our pre-orders, which means our e-shop, where we have items on stock that are and have been ordered periodically. And then we have the ad hoc business, project business, where we order goods especially and only for you or for your list of project or projects. So we can get into that later, but we are quite flexible in supporting various types of full-scale business. So moving on, that was the introduction from my side. And let's get into the main part of today's webinar, which is taking a look into what we're expecting today, this year in the modules area, and Christina will let you know more about that.
Okay,
Thanks,
thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jinko. Okay, so let's go to the introduction. As you already heard, we have in our portfolio 5 brands. Those 5 brands, let's go a little bit to the history. In the past, we didn't have so much, but we decided that once we want to cover the whole world or be like have a global partners, it's very important to have more brands in the portfolio. One reason is that for specific region, you need specific modules. The other thing is that once somewhere it's lack of modules, somebody else can support us. This last thing, it's the quality, price, politics, and conditions. So this everything, it's playing big role in our, let's say, in our system. One more thing what I would like to talk about, it's that modules what we have, we can divide to 2 different points. One is the mainstream, what will be always available in our e-shop. The second point is that you can have some specific projects and some specific power outputs when you always can ask us or our sales team, and we will see how we can support you. In the beginning, we would like to ask you the first question, and it's about if you know Solarity. Have you ever cooperated with us? So let's try to vote.
You should have a screen popping up on your window. I'm interested to know who knows Solarity and who doesn't, and so forth. So let's see how it ends up. People are starting to click. Getting interesting.
Okay, so let's wait a couple more minutes. It's coming like not yet. Yes, from time to time, regular base.
So most of you who are connected today, like 60%, I believe, have never been in touch with Solarity, which is interesting. So welcome. And Christina, the rest. What is the rest?
What is the rest? Yeah, there are 13 or more than 10% who cooperate with us on the regular basis. That's very nice. Thank you that you are here. And time to time, 25. It's great as well that you would like to hear our news. So let's go on.
Excellent.
Thank you. Okay, so we can move to another slide. So let's start with the most important part of the modules, and it's a polysilicon. Here you have a, let's say, graph picture about the price development. Our 0 point is in January 2022, where you can see that the price was 28.3 euro per kilo. And since this time, the market was influenced, let's say there are like two specific peaks. One of them was with huge availability of modules during last summer 22. And this the market was really overloaded and the price get, let's say, stable, but it was very, very high. And the second peak, what was very important, start in November 2022, where when the price went slowly down and the bottom, let's say, came in January, where there were like a huge price drop. How is it with the polysilicon and the price? Most of the manufacturer are coming from China. Actually, it's let's say that 9 from the 10, the biggest one, are coming from China. What does it mean? That they really control the price level, and everybody else has to follow. You know that polysilicon is the key raw material. So without polysilicon, there will be no models. So this is like the main information. How is it with the price? So far, you could see that it starts to be stable again. We do not have any information that there should be another price drop. Mostly it will be stable, but let's see what another quarter will bring to us. Okay, we can move. Here, we are going to talk about the PV models. I will describe you what are the different colors. G1 models are the smallest one, and let's say the oldest one here. To get them on the market right now, it's almost impossible. For the M6 models, they are still available. For example, in our portfolio, we have Phono. They use it, let's say, that it's custom base. So you can get these small models, but they are very pretending to order them. They have a higher deposit, and they are really they are not stream products for them. M10, it's nowadays the most needed and, let's say, the standard model size. What we have, let's say, all of the brands what we have in our portfolio, they use this size of the models. And G12, they are one of the largest one of the biggest one. And in our portfolio, we have, for example, Canadian Solar. It's a Haiku 7 large, when the model's size is about 210 millimeters. Yeah, so from here we can go to another slide where you can see the comparison of the price of the polysilicon and the models. You could see how slowly change the size. And right now you can see on the top because the most important for us, it's the yellow and the green color, that right now they are on the same level. The price, because of the polysilicon, it's in very similar point. And the prices you can see here in the graph, you can take them only as a indicative price, because they are not any transport cost, no price for the custom clearance, no price for the warehouse and everything. So they are just poor price for the modules.
So, Christina, So you think manufacturers will be shifting to G12 more and more?
I think G12, it's mostly for the project size. For example, in our last presentations, what we have here internally in our company, we heard about a company who starts to produce very small modules. So let's see what the market will do. But those big ones are coming mostly for the huge project, definitely not for the residential project. Okay, so from here we are getting to another part, and this is like the innovation. In the past, you heard most of the time about the poly and monocrystal modules. Poly are almost, let's say, like phase out. It's not very you can, like, there is still time to time demand, mostly in some other, let's say, continents, but here in Europe, we moved to P-type or N-type. And from our portfolio, let's say you can see that we have both P-type and N-type, and slowly here from the picture, you could see, or from the photo, you could see what should happen next. And it's that everything from now will be based on an N-type modules, and then it depends how where it will go, how it will shift, if the company will decide to go to the Topcon or to heterojunction. The main difference between Topcon and heterojunction is that for Topcon, the manufacturers, they can use their current technology, their current machines, but for the heterojunction models and heterojunction technology, there should be the renovation. Totally, they have to reconstruct and rebuild their factories.
So heterojunction provides more efficiency?
The efficiency, it's a little bit better.
Similar?
It's very similar, but it's better. It's better. You will see it in the next slide. Actually, if we talk about heterojunction, Topcon, and pairs, you could see that the market is split almost regularly for those three types. So still, it's equal. If you look for the future, there will be definitely higher demand for heterojunction and Topcon. I think we will see it in the end of 2023, but it's still big question mark. For example, I was attending some webinars where they had almost fate. What will be more, if Topcon or heterojunction? What will be number one? And they said that from the past, it looks like that Topcon is number one, then heterojunction, and nowadays they don't want to guess.
Oh, by the way, just a kind reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, just feel free to pop them in the Q&A window on your screen. You just type them there. In the end, we will get back to the questions and answer them one by one, yeah? Okay, thanks, Christina.
Okay, so let's move on. Like right here, you can see the comparison for the heterojunction and Topcon. As I mentioned, both of them are based on the N-type. Here you have some basic numbers for the recorded cell efficiency, power temperature coefficient. I know always everybody is asking about the degradation. So here you can compare it where we are, where they are, and please don't forget that recorded cell efficiency is it's not the cell efficiency, which is usually about 2 to 3% lower, if I'm right. And once more, if I can mention it again, the biggest difference is in the initial investment cost. For heterojunction, there is a huge one. For Topcon, they can stay. But as you see, more or let's say lately, everybody will go for heterojunction. So the investment to their factories has to come in the future anyway. And from now, we will slowly move to our portfolio, our mainstream. So here on the left side, you can see all, let's say, mainstream products, mainstream models we have in our portfolio. Those ones should be always available in our stock, and you can easily find them in our eShop. I would like to also mention here the technology. If it's P-type, N-type, Topcon. Here, as you can see, P-type, it's in most of them. Jinko, we have available N-type and P-type. We will see it later. About heterojunction, definitely, I will recommend Hero from Canadian Solar. This is one of the main, and our, let's say, the last premium product, what we just add to our portfolio, it's from Longi, HIMO 6, with this hybrid passive back contact models. It's actually not really written from Longi. If it's P-type, N-type, Topcon, heterojunction, it's probably mostly based on a P-type because they do not have N-type production, but they are still under big innovation, big development. So let's see what everything will come later on this year from their manufacturers. So let's move on. And now we can go to the deep of each modules. So let's start with Canadian Solar. Jinko, would you like to mention something about our history with this brand and how you feel it on the market, or how the clients like it?
Yes, we have a very positive feedback in Central Eastern Europe, for example. One of the most favorite ones is the 455 watt from Canadian, and we're working with Canadian for quite a long time now. Some of you might know, but it's not a Canadian company. It's Chinese. Just it has manufacturing sites in Malaysia, China, all around the world. But one of the founders studied in Canada, so that's why he probably called it Canadian. From my point of view, what's interesting about Canadian for larger projects, even in certain countries, we have even for rooftop commercial, we have so-called Haiku 7, and it's up to 670 watt. Quite interesting. And of course, for the smaller part, we have, for example, quite a unique offer for warranty. We have 405 and 410 watt modules, which have 25 years, not only on linear efficiency, but performance, but also on product. So usually the product warranty is 12, 15 years. This one is offering 25 and 25 years. That's Canadian Solar in short. Very popular in the residential sector in Central Eastern Europe. They have a full black option, black frame option, and the various technologies which Christina mentioned and will be mentioning.
Yeah. Okay. So here in this page, you can see like where they are with their power output, what's the efficiency, let's say the most available frame size. What I feel nowadays, but not really with this brand, but it can happen as well. Please, in the latest day, check the data sheets about the frame size. Most of the companies are changing their frame size from the 35 millimeters to 30. And because now it's really very busy time when everybody is talking about the models, if there will be lack of models or when they will be available, everything about the lead time prices. So they not always announce us on time if they are doing any changes in the data sheets. The changes are mostly not very complicated, but still we should inform you, they should inform us. So please there should be a patience once you check the latest data sheets. What I would like to mention again once more in the beginning, the situation on the market right now is that the biggest competitor for Europe as a region is China. And what they decided to do this year in the beginning, it's that they will, as always, make some allocations for the different continents, but they did not expect too high demand inside in China. And from this time, what happened during January and February, that we feel that there is for some specific power output, lack of modules for Europe, and it means that they get delayed. So please always check a lead time with us. We try to do our best. We always have the pre-orders for each quarters, so it should be fine. But this is something what happened now, and let's see how it will impact our business. Regarding models from Canadian Solar, as we mentioned, they offer us High Hero as a heterojunction technology. Also in Q3 August, it's probably coming Topcon with their power output about 550 watt peaks. And definitely, as already Jinko mentioned, for the commercial projects, you should know Haiku 7 large. So now we can move to another slide. Once more about the warranty. For the residential projects, there is warranty 25 years for the industry-leading product warranty and materials, 25 linear power performance warranty. What commercial, it's usually lower, it's 12 to 15, but warranty, it's nowadays in whole our portfolio, is the biggest question, because this is definitely one of the factors for the competition. So all the brands trying to increase their warranties of the product, so it may change during a year. Here, all the power output, what you can see, this is our mainstream. So this everything is available right now on our stock, especially for the residential project. So Haiku 6 Mini with the black frame, 405, 410, definitely yes. For High Hero as well, 425. Haiku large, 460 watt peaks. This is one of the needed model which there is really high demand nowadays, but the availability will be let's say during June. So please, we will definitely have it in our eShop, but there is a delay. I will move now to commercials. So you can see 545, 550. I would say one of the best product from Canadian Solar. Those are coming with a silver frame. Maybe we can mention that for the residential, it's typical for those small modules to have a black frame. For some of them, it's available, both of the combination, silver and black. We always can check it. Regarding the commercials, Haiku 7 small, Haiku 7 large, those ones are, let's say, we have them in our portfolio. Most of the time we can have them on a stock, but it is not really on a regular base. But it's not a problem to order them for you and get for you the lead time and actual price. All modules are coming with MC4 or T4 connectors. Only when there is lack of modules with these specific connectors, we can get some other as T6, but usually we prefer Stauble MC4. This is like our main target, but you know, time to time, we have to be flexible.
Just a quick question, Christina.
Mhm.
I was on a business trip in Bulgaria recently.
Mhm.
There's some talk going on, some discussions that some manufacturers, I don't know which ones, are planning or might have some crazy warranties like 30, 35 or 40 years. Have you heard anything?
I know about Longi, that it's coming with HIMO 6 for the
Yeah.
scientific, I cannot say it, scientific models. They have different name for the production line. So for the scientific,
Okay.
there will be 30. I know that there will be 30, but it's still not available. It was supposed to be available June, July, but I think they postpone it.
30 for linear performance.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Okay. If you, yeah, as Sanko mentioned, if you have any question, like write it down. And now let's go to Jinko. Jinko, it's one of our another partner. I think I can mention one more thing. Canadian Solar, Jinko, and Longi. Nowadays, their main contact person for Solarity is based in Europe. What's really very helpful, so we can get information much more faster than from China. How is it, for example, with JA and Phono? I don't want to say that the communication is poor there, but still in Europe, you know, same time and everything. Same vacation time and holidays, it can be sometimes it's very helpful. Let's go to Jinko. We talk about the warranty. So as you can see here, for all the models, they use 30-year linear power warranty and 12 or 15-year product warranty. It depends, like if it's for the residential or commercial projects. As we mentioned in the beginning, we use mostly since the new year N-type, but also in our stock, you could see some P-type models. Here, I give you whole the line of power output, what it's available. So let's start with the smallest one, where the power output is up to 430 watt peaks. Efficiency, it's very nice, as you can see, standard frame size. So this is a very nice project. All those 54 cells modules are coming mostly with the black frame. Time to time we can get it with the silver, but most of them are with the black frame. The next in the row, it's coming up to 480 watt peaks. It's coming with the 60 cells. So it's with silver frame, efficiency 22.24%, very nice as well. A little bit bigger, mostly for the residential projects, are the 72 cells, where we will have, or the power output available, it's up to 575. And the last one, what we have here, it's up to 615 watt peaks, when, as you can see, compared to information what we have, for example, from Canadian Solar, it's very low, but still it's an N-type, so it's but higher technology compared to, for example, compared to Canadian Solar. So,
Yeah, Jinko is one of the, basically on the market, Jinko is one of the companies, I would say, who is pushing forward the N-type the most. Question regarding that is it good for the market or for Jinko in the long run? Because other manufacturers are still waiting a bit with the N type. So difficult to say if this will be an advantage for Jinko in the long run. Probably yes, but let's see how the other manufacturers will react.
Yes, one of the key features definitely is durability against extreme environmental conditions, and the annual degradation over the 30 years, it's 0.40%. Here you can see the power outputs available in our warehouse. This everything should be on our eShop. So for the residential 400, 410 P-type black frame, definitely one of the main products. 420, 425 N-type black frame, those ones are coming from the 54 cells. So yeah, as we said, one of the top residential modules from Jinko. 470 watt peaks N-type black frame. Those ones are definitely needed, and there is high demand. I know that with this company, with this brand, we have a little bit higher power output, because usually most of the demand is focusing on, let's say, 450, 460, but it's an N-type. I think there is definitely a place on the market to use them. For the commercial, there is 530 watt peaks P-type bifacial. So far in our portfolio, we have only this bifacial model, but definitely in a close future, we will have some more. You can read our newsletters or information, from which brand it will be. 545 P-type with silver frame, 565 N-type black frame. As you can see, the variation of the technology power outputs from Jinko, it's pretty huge, what we have in our portfolio. I forgot to mention for Canadian Solar that we will also have in our stock soon again the all black modules with the power output 395, and with Jinko definitely there will be full black 2025, I think. Those are models what also we prefer to have as a mainstream products in our portfolio. Okay, so this is Jinko. Let's move to JA. So JA models, JA as a brand, it's actually one of the newest one. We start cooperations in the last quarter of 2022. Since January, there was placed the first POs. So the models are available, let's say, from February, March. Those ones are the mainstream. So the small modules with power output up to 420, the middle size up to 470. Here again, we are fighting with Chinese market. I mean, like Europe versus China. So we are waiting for the deliveries of this specific power output to our stock. Let's say June. Well, yeah, nowadays June is the big month of of the year. So definitely everything happened in June. And yeah, you could see the frame size. What reminds me also, they change their frame size from 35 to 30. So new data sheets are available, and please be careful what you get, because I think it happened now during the beginning of the year. So you can, I would say both of the data sheets are still available, and it really depends what size you need, what size it's available. So please always double check. This can be some prevention for you, how you will not have any problems in the future with the installation. Definitely one of the favorite models from them, it's the 550. And if I get to if I get two warranties, it should be again around like 12 years as a product warranty, 25, it's the linear power warranty for those models from JSolar. Some of the advantages: higher output power, better temperature dependent performance, less shading and lower resistive loss, lower risk of hotspot, and let's say the degradation, annual degradation, it's plus 0.55% in over 25 years. So this is like, let's say in numbers, some specification, and we can go to other slide where it's everything I mentioned, only, yeah, the smallest one coming with the black frame, the bigger one coming with the silver. As I said, those power outputs are in the mainstream of the companies, or the brands are slowly moving. So for example, right now we can have available 545. In a couple months it will switch to 550. It depends on the manufacturer line. Okay, so this is about JSolar. Or Janko, do you have something, again, some feedback from the market?
Yeah, sure. For JSolar, definitely. We do have quite some interest regarding 460 watt and 470 watt for commercial projects. I think this will be also amongst the attendees today. The engineering companies, I think this will be an interesting product, the 460, 470. And yeah, JSolar is growing in Europe every single year, quite significantly. So let's see how it goes with them.
Okay, so let's move to Longi. I don't know, I like the word Longi, but I always hear when we have the meetings with this brand that it's Longi. So let's pronounce them Longi in the correct way. With this brand, we have to split it for two different production line. One is HIMO 5 and the second is HIMO 6. What's the newest one? Or yeah, the idea in the beginning, what we received in January, was that HIMO 5 will slowly decrease the volume on the market, and HIMO 6 will be the top due to some let's say patent issue in some big countries around Europe. There will be HIMO 5 for a longer time, so definitely not only till the end of 2023, but also they will slow down the production later on in 2024. The products, let's say it's a different technology. HIMO 5 is definitely P-type. HIMO 6, as I mentioned, it's mix of the technology, but coming with the improvement. Here you have the power outputs. When I can compare some data for HIMO 5, there is 12-year warranty for the materials and processing, 25 years the warranty for extra linear power output, compared to HIMO 6, when it depends, as I mentioned, they have two different, actually in the end there will be 4, but so far they presented us only two how to call it, product type, product line. When the one of them it's Explorer, HIMO 6 Explorer, and the second is HIMO 6 Scientist. For the Scientist, it's supposed to come the higher power out, the higher warranty, as we talked about it previously. So for Explorer right now, there is 15-year warranty for material and processing, 25 years warranty of extra linear power output. And now if we can compare, let's say, the numbers, so the max module efficiency for HIMO 5, it's for models power output range 405, 425. it's 21.8%. For HIMO 6, similar power output range 415 to 435, it's 22.3. So here you can see some different power tolerance. It's from 0 to 3% for both of them, so it's the same. But now it's coming another interesting information that power degradation from year 2 to 25. For HIMO 5, it's 0.55%. For HIMO 6, the first year power degradation, it's lower than 1.5%. And in from the second year, it's 0.4. So 0.55% for HIMO 5, 0.40 for HIMO 6. Here are some basic information, and let's go to overview what we have in our stock. So definitely 410, 415 with the black frame, small models, residential, yes, always available. What we have, and we were quite let's say curious in the beginning of the year about the 500 watt peaks. We were like, in the beginning, we didn't know, like January, yes, no, how much, how many containers to have in the stock. And then we decided slowly to get something. And now I would say it's the biggest demand. Everybody was like, where is Longi 500 watt peaks? We need it. The different, because now we talk in English and it's not responsible only for Czech Republic. One big but here, it's about the patent issue, what you could be aware for if you are from Hungary or Romania. The different, it's with the code, what they use for their products. There is always different 5 watt peaks. So 500, it's HIH, 505, it's HPH. HIH can be used in Hungary and in a whole Europe region. HPH cannot be used in Romania and Hungary. There is a claim and patent issue. Until the time it will be solved, it's better, safer, more secure. Use, please, HIH. Really depends where you are located.
Regarding the 500 watt or 505 watt, what's your experience, Christy, on the European regions, our colleagues, when they're looking for the 5 or 505? Is it more black frame or more silver frame requests for quotation?
From requests for quotation, definitely black frame.
Black frame.
Black frame. And I have it mostly, I'm thinking, I think I had some demand for Hungary, Poland, I think as well. So yeah, definitely it was for a black frame. And I think even for Romania, there was something as well in the past weeks.
Because usually in the residential segment, let's say up to 455, you would have your black frame, but for the 485, 500 and more, you would have silver frame. But I guess recently people tend to put even on a residential higher power outputs than 455, so that's why they're putting on the black frame.
Yeah, actually.
Requests.
Yeah, actually, what we heard last week when we had a meeting with Longi here in Prague was that they are the first company when they put a black frame on their standard as a standard frame. And if you need a silver, it's, let's say, like to do or customize based. So because the demand for the black frame was much more higher, so they decided to change it. So this is something what's not usual, not typical, but this is what they use, I think, from March. So this is 1 point second for, they change the frame size as well, 30-35, I think. So they have some new data sheets. And
from 35 to 30.
35 to 30, yeah, smaller. I'm sorry if I say it opposite way. And now we are going to the famous HIMO 6. It's a really huge marketing campaign for HIMO 6 all around the world. It's not only here in Europe, and they start in January, but for example, in last couple of days, they finish their launching in Latin America. So we just heard from Colombia that they successfully finished their presentation. What we have, HIMO 6 so far, you cannot find it in our eShop. I definitely would to mention why, because we signed the pre-order and I'm waiting when I will have confirmed the delivery dates so I can put it to the eShop and I can be sure that we will have it soon. Here, the mentioned power outputs for 425 and 430 watt peaks, those are definitely the one we can get. For HIMO 6, there is also full black. What I thought it should be great to have it in our portfolio, but last week I received the message that there are some troubles in the production, so it will be postponed a little bit. So once we have it, again, we let you know in one of those information channels we usually use. About the commercials, here we have 545, 550 watt peaks. I would say definitely it's one of the most successful product in our portfolio, where the demand is really very high. Okay, so if you have any question, let us know. And the last one, but in our portfolio, it's Phono Solar. Phono Solar, it's one of the top brand again in our portfolio. We cooperate a little bit in a different, like from this different perspective. Most of the time we use them for the project base. What I can say why we like them also, it's for their strategy with, let's say, the lead time and everything. So most of the lead time is between 10 and 18 weeks. And this is something what you can count with for 100%. Once the deposit is paid, then the 10, let's say from 10 to 18 weeks, it depends on the module size, you can get it. You can get it on time. It will be on your project site. So this is something what I like, that nowadays when there is, let's say, lack of modules for some specific power outputs, it's great that you have in the brand somebody who is here for 100%. I know it's not Longi, it's not it's not Canadian, one of the most famous, but still it's very high quality and perfect models to have in your projects. What I would like to mention as well, it's that there is Phono Solar Smart, what is a factory in Turkey, and they should not sell anything to Europe. There is definitely different quality, even it's a joint venture, but you know, different factory, different quality. Yes, maybe lower price, but we got even information from Phono Solar, hey, this is not us. There is some, like, they use our modules, they use our informations, but big but. So please be careful once you see Phono Solar. It's very easy if you are under stress that you can see Phono, yes, let's get it, but be careful, it can be something different. And as we mentioned in the beginning, they are still working with some of the older module size. So if you need them for some projects, you know, some of the projects you would like to, for example, extend, and you already have these modules there, yes, they still should bring it to you, so they are still available. Information what we mentioned for the other as well. So regarding the warranty, there is 12-year product warranty and 25-year linear performance warranty. And if we go to the next slide, you could see that our mainstream for those models are 380. It's one of the old one, but we still have it in. We decided to have it in our portfolio because in let's say December, January, there was demand for those models, and I still think that it cannot fulfill the needs of some of you for some older projects. Power output 455, they have with black frame, silver frame, full black, and it's coming from the range 450, 455, 460. Whatever you need, this is available usually 10 weeks, 10 to 16 weeks. And for commercial as well, you can use 455 or 550. In this case, we can offer you those ones with as a monofacial or bifacial. It's one of the second products what we have available for the bifacial, or we can recommend as a bifacial models from our portfolio. Janko, maybe some experience from Jinko, what you have?
Yeah, from definitely, I would call Phono Solar something like a rising star, so to speak. They are on the same quality list or tier 1 list as the other brands, of course. And we use them mainly for ad hoc projects, as Christina mentioned. And what's quite interesting, I would say, for larger projects, I would recommend the bifacial 545 or 550. It's quite favorable. And for, let's say, residential projects, I would recommend the black frame for a 5.5. We have lots of experience with that one and satisfied customers. So that's my experience. In the beginning, the partners, they would wonder, like, what's this Phono Solar, you know? But in the end, they're very satisfied, and we are continuing on the projects through referrals. So from my side, I have very good experience with Phono Solar, and depending which region, like we know that in Australia, they are #1. And Australia is a huge market. In Europe, they're also the same as JSolar, also each year gaining more and more market share. So that's why we are definitely keeping all of these brands intact in the portfolio.
Okay, so I think right now we are in the end of the models overview. Here are some references. Janko, would you like to go through?
Yes, just a quick example of what we have done with some of our engineering partners in Europe. This is an example of a typical commercial project which we work on in Hungary, and more of these case studies will be available on our website soon. We're improving that also. So I'm sure lots of you in your regions have the same demand on the commercial rooftops, somewhere between 0.6 up to 1.5 or 2 megawatt rooftops. It's getting more and more. We're getting more and more requests from all over Europe, like Romania, Bulgaria, Slovakia, Czech Republic. This is where we like to focus concerning the commercial, and the residential. It's clear. That's one we talked about already. So yeah, I think it's nice examples of how we work. And before we go into the questions Q&A session, I have one question, a very quick one. I was thinking, Christy, do you have any experience of manufacturers having issues with this shift from 35 to 30mm frames, because I heard that something somewhere happened that the large modules are wobbling when they are picking them up and installing them. They have issues with the wobbling of the structure. Do you have any manufacturer talk with you about this, or not yet?
Not yet, not yet. Not any feedback regarding the frame size. We had some troubles that there were like only in one case that on the frame were some discrepancies, but definitely nothing about some, let's say, like twisting and nothing like this. Definitely,
No?
It's hard to say if they would like to mention it in front of me, but definitely if we get even from you all that you are right now here, we can ask, we can get this information. But so far, you know how is it with the Chinese? They always think that their products are high and top quality. What I really have to knock here on the doors, that on the wood, how we say in Czech, that we have very almost none claims, none problem with the warranty or with some product issue that something is wrong. I think this is something what's working very well right now.
Yeah, recently with the growth of the PV business, the most often claim I have come across is some issues with the logistics company, that they are breaking some pallet or something broke on the way during transport. That's what we come across most often. But yeah, regarding the wobbling thing, I guess it depends which customer perceives what wobbling means. So maybe the customer is seeing something as wobbly or defective, but as you say, the manufacturer will say something else. So yeah, let's see how this shift from 35 to 30 goes. I understand it, but let's see what the market brings us.
Yeah, let's see. Definitely what I see from my perspective is that what I'm missing there is the announcement from their side, hey, we are changing the frame size. This is what I'm missing. And yeah, once more, please check the data sheet.
Welcome to China, yeah.
Welcome to the jungle.
Let's move on to the Q&A session. So we have a question regarding warranties from Mr. Hanauer. Warranties and claim. So how it works in our field regarding claims, of course, primarily we are the distributor, we are the importer and exporter of goods from the various warehouses to various other warehouses. So depending which market you are in, but if you're in the Czech Republic or if you're in Bulgaria, it doesn't really matter. We are the distributor. So if an issue does come up with your solar panels, with your investor, after some years, of course, first always discuss with us. You just need to prove that you have purchased the panels from us. That's usually done with some delivery note or with some invoice, proof of payment, whatever you may call it, let's say invoice. And we did make a double check on that. We open a technical support ticket in our system where we put some evidence of all the documents gathered, photographs, videos, results of your measuring of the productivity of your panels. And if we cannot fix it ourselves, if we're talking about I don't know, let's say a few panels, usually we fix it ourselves. If it is some complicated issue in a large rooftop, large scale project, then of course we have to discuss with the manufacturer. Once we prove it is a fault on the manufacturer's side, definitely we proceed with the claim to solve it properly. So that's no problem. And also one more thing to add is the personal support of your sales rep, me or our colleagues. It happens, you know, various things don't work properly or break down or get destroyed during transport. So usually during the year we have an issue where 2, 3, or 4, or 5 panels not working properly or something like that. So within our good relationships, we just skip the whole claim process and we just swap it piece for piece, thanks to our long-term cooperation. But yes, to answer the question in the proper manner, check our Solarity website. We have a section called claims where the whole procedure is explained. Yeah. So
yeah, and I actually, if you would like to understand it more to the deep, we will definitely take your questions and go through with our technical department, with our technicians, to get, let's say, not only the process answer for you, how it works here with us, but the process, a bit like the differences between the warranties. So you will get the answer in the written form as well from us. So hopefully we will answer your question to the deep. Any more questions?
yeah, we have 2-3 minutes. So if anyone has any other questions, just pop them in the Q&A session. You can just write them down.
Maybe maybe I forget, or we both forget to mention something. So let us know. Yeah, regarding the future, definitely, I can mention that the market right now, it's quite stable. What we are expecting that in June can come a little bit bigger volume of modules to the market. So let's see what happens with if the price still will be stable, or if there will be some small nuances. And yeah, then I think finally Q3, Q4 can be, let's say, relaxing. But I think it's a forbidden more.
Christina, did you just say relaxing in our PV business? Relaxing? Did I hear you
Yes,
correctly?
that's what I wanted exactly mention. I know it's this word. It's you cannot say it loudly, but
Let me write that down as a joke of the year. Yeah.
let's be positive thinking. Okay.
Yeah. So of course, as mentioned in the beginning, we have lots of webinars during the whole year, various events. So just follow the newsletters. If you are our partner registered on our eShop, you will have newsletters from our marketing team. So any news, you will be informed. We have JSolar coming up. So we'll definitely see you guys there. It will be a big event, even bigger than last year. So after that event, we'll have some, for those people who didn't join JSolar, we will have some webinar with the output of JSolar. So you can look forward to that. And some joint events with, for example, with the Huawei, that will be later introduced. And some new brands into the portfolio also need to be announced. So that will be interesting. And if you have any ideas later, just feel free to go to the contact section of our website. You have the various sales reps there. You can contact them directly, or here you can contact us on the info Solarity email, and the eShop mentioned, of course. Today's presentation will be sent to you by email, and as usual, uploaded to YouTube. So thanks, guys. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for being here with us, and looking forward to the next events and doing business with you.
Thank you all, and have a great day.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.